Turner went to bed and lay awake most of the night. He figured if he couldn't light out for the territories and had to stay in Phippsburg, he'd need to find a place to breed. Some place where no one else would come around, some place where no one was even likely to come around. And it wouldn't hurt for it to be by the water. So in the morning, Turner set his face to the sea breeze and followed it down Parker Head Road, across the peninsula, and toward the water. He was perfectly dressed in another startlingly white shirt, and not a soul whom he passed on the street or who eyed him through a parlor window, and there were plenty of souls who eyed him, could find a single blessed fault. He walked as if he were in the company of the elect, so that even Mrs. Cobb would have had to stretch to find something to remark on. Turner hated himself for playing the minister's son. He desperately wanted to pull out his collar, or to run, or just holler, but he couldn't. I am not my own, he thought, but belong body and soul to every parishioner in Phippsburg who might have a word to say about me to my father. And there seemed to be plenty of words and plenty of parishioners to say them. So he went on toward the sea. He passed the yellow-shuttered house, half wishing that Mrs. Hurd were on the porch. He passed the picket fence of Mrs. Cobb's, steering as clear of it as if it were the wall of Jericho about to fall. He kept his face to the sea breeze as the line of white houses at the end of Parker Head sputtered, revived in a solid row, and finally gave out and let the road twist by itself up into cedars. Turner held himself to a slow walk, his hands politely out of his pockets. Who knew if Mrs. Cobb might still be watching him from some murky spot where dark things lurked? But as he climbed into the thicket of trees and the air grew cooler, and as the road thinned to a path, and as the cedars gave way to birches, then aspens, then pine, Turner felt as though he were taking off the black robes that enveloped his father. He unbuttoned his stiff collar as he passed through into scrub pines and laid it on a branch. And then he was out in the open.